Play with McDonald All-Americans. Did you learn anything from
Just his work ethic and then his ability to turn the switch on and off.
Who was your first dunk?
8th grade.
Anyone in your family that athletic?
My cousin, Sean Elliot, he played in the league, very athletic.
I know you ain't talking about Sean Elliot played for the Spurs. And the hardest part with kids when you're coaching them is that they're so used to the instant gratification. Right. Who won in that trade?
Karl Towns, you're on a team now where everybody has a three-point shot. If he's a dominant post player, nobody's gonna stop the Knicks.
Who's your best six man of all time?
Talking about just as like a player or just a
player,
six-man
as
role?
a player.
LeBron is my GOAT in terms of just basketball. Now, if you want to talk about legacy-wise and all that, then that's when you go into the Kobe's, the Jordans, and all that.
Legacy-wise, who you?
I'll go Jordan. He's 6'6" in the champ.
What year were you born?
In 97.
Jordan was drafted 85. I was born 85. Yeah. I didn't see him until I was like 6. Welcome back to another interview on Score Society channel. Before we start, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. We want to keep boosting the channel, keep getting amazing guests, and today, there's nothing short of that. I got a guy here, he's a baller, played at the Division II level. What is that? Fuck, I know it's gonna mess up. Cal State San Marcos. Cal State San Marcos. Meet my guy, Darae Elliott.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for coming down.
No problem.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
We met a year ago. Yep. And I met you dunking on people, bro.
Yep. I got dunked on. Quotations first.
Yeah, we gonna play the video, man.
Yeah. Chance the Hooper throws it up. No. Yeah, wait a minute. To the DJ booth. Gives it over to DJ. DJ down!
So you from LA?
Yeah, I
right?
grew up in Inglewood. Went to Inglewood High. Pretty much lived there my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Nice. How was your career in high school, like far as recruiting wise?
Recruiting, I didn't really get recruited that much in high school. I think because of grades, and then just I was playing 5 at 6'3", 6'4",
mm-hmm.
and then we weren't really winning that much. Like we were winning games, but we weren't like making it deep into playoff runs and stuff like that. My sophomore year, we lost in the CIF semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing my junior, but we were one of those teams where it's just kind of like, oh, they're not going to make it, and then we just overachieved.
Right.
And in my senior year, that was the year where it was like, you really pop. We lost first, second round, got upset. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
So you played Division II.
Correct.
I played Division II.
Yeah.
One of the questions, because I know for me, I would have changed a lot of things about the way I trained, the decisions I made in the process when I was at Division II, or even before getting there. Because I always say, well, at least for me anyway, I always feel like I had the work ethic, but I didn't know how to apply it. Like, for instance, I would run a mile, but I didn't know I had to time it.
Yeah, see, I was the same way.
Yeah, so is there anything about your work ethic during, as you're coming up that you wish you would have changed? Like you can go back and tell your 10-year-old, 11-year-old self what to do?
Just kind of what you said, because my dad always tell me, like, I'll go to the gym and I'll just shoot. He'd be like, you need to go, like, say, shoot 10 shots, see how many you make, and try to improve from there. I'm like, whatever. Or I'll just go play. Like, I'll be playing basketball from sun up to sundown. Like, I'll start my day at Rogers Park, then I'll walk to the Ladera Park, and then the Clippers courts. Like, me and 4 of my homies, because we all live next to each other, and that would be our days. But we never, like, went and just got shots up consistently and stuff like that until me and one of them went JUCO together. And when we were in JUCO, my coach was like in Cal Hall of Fame. He played in the NBA like when it was like Bill Russell and all of them. And he kind of was like teaching us the work ethic. So I kind of had to carry that over into San Marcos.
When did you start playing ball?
Probably, I always like shot around and stuff like that, had a court outside, but I didn't take it serious probably until like 7th grade maybe.
Okay.
My dad started the AU team for like I think a year or 2 years. And when we were playing, like I just kind of was like, like laughing, thought it was funny. And then I got to school to start 8th grade, and I was just better than everybody else. And I was like, bro, I don't even take this serious at that point in time. So then that's when I kind of started taking it serious and going from there.
Got you. So you say you started taking it serious at 8th grade?
8th grade, yeah.
Nice. What did you have like a vision for that 8th grade though? Like
I just wanted to get a college scholarship, wanted to go D1, and then every kid I want to make the NBA type of thing. So,
So you was but you was undersized.
Right.
Was you all like? Did you start out like that? Was you always tall?
No,
right?
I was always tall, but
Yeah,
it was more so when I had got to Inglewood my JV year, they kind of put me at the 5, and then I was just more athletic than everybody else. So I kind of stopped intentionally trying to shoot the ball. I was just bullied to the basket. I can jump over everybody, finish over top of everybody. So that's just how I played. And then I think what really put me in that bubble was my sophomore year. I was on varsity, but we had like 2 dudes that were like McDonald's All-Americans. 7 of them signed like Division I. So it was like, for me,
at Inglewood?
Yeah, Inglewood, yeah. So
that
I
had
didn't play.
2 McDonald's on.
Our one made the McDonald's. The other one was like a nominee.
Who?
Brandon Randolph.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think Mikey Garcia or Nick Smiley, one of them got a
Honorable mention?
nominee. Yeah, something like that.
Got you.
So I didn't play that much that year. So like I would just go to practice. We'd do lab lines or whatever drill, dunking, stuff like that. And then I would like hate running because I'm like, I'm not playing. So I'm gonna guard a big in practice today because we had bigs and they were lazy. So I'm like, this is easy. And then the next year, pigeonhole myself because we had all guards come in and then we had 2 bigs come in that weren't the best. So I ended up having to play 5 that year. And then me and I don't know if you know Gomez, Deshaun Gomez. I played his little brother Terrell.
Yeah.
And we had like me and him would go to the parks together all the time too. So we already had chemistry just off the pick and roll. And whenever we wanted to get a lob off it, we got a lob. And we were just rolling that whole season doing that. So I really didn't even have to shoot the ball, touch the ball. He would find me every time. So
Now, so you played with McDonald All-Americans. Did you learn anything from it? Like, was it something about like looking back at it now? Because I know when we're young, we got too much ego.
Right.
We
100%.
like, I ain't following it. I ain't listening.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? Now, looking back at it now, is it something that you remember where you was like, damn, he was really coming to the gym every morning before everyone else?
Yeah. I would say that, just his work ethic, and then his ability to turn the switch on and off in terms of like, we would walk in the gym, everybody's laughing and playing, but as soon as we put our practice jersey on and step on the court, he was locked in. Whereas everybody else still kind of laugh, play a little bit till maybe coach snap on us, make us run a little bit, but he was always locked in from the start. Yeah.
And you said you and your buddy, they would throw lobs to each other.
Yeah.
When was your first dunk?
First dunk was probably 8th grade, I think.
8th grade?
Yeah, 8th grade.
Jeez.
Yeah.
8th grade, I guess. How tall are you?
I was 5'11".
Shit.
Yeah.
Is anyone in your family that athletic? Like,
my cousin Sean Elliot, he played in the league, very athletic. My dad had like a 48-inch vertical.
I know you ain't talking about Sean Elliott played for the Spurs.
Yes, sir.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You gonna throw that out there like, Sean Elliott played for the league.
I don't be like, some people be quick with it, like, it's family, but I don't like,
Bro, that's Sean Elliott, bro.
Yeah,
that's Hills on the sideline.
Yeah, Hills on the
three.
sideline, right. No,
that's 1999 against the New York Knicks, brother.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Of course we know Sean Elliott. That's what's up. So did you ever work out with him?
I worked out with him like once or twice. I actually was playing prep school, and we went down to Arizona to play. And that was the first time I actually met him face to face. We chopped it up. He gave me like a bunch of workouts and stuff like that. And then I think we had dinner the first day, and then the next day we went to the gym. And we had like a 2-3 hour workout where he was just showing me little stuff like that. And that's honestly when my game jumped.
Really?
Because at that point, I was just kind of catch and shoot 3 at that point. Like, developed a jumper in prep school. I could handle it a little bit, but I was really just still like, if I didn't have the 3 or straight line drive, that was it. He started showing me like a couple little post moves, a couple rip throughs from the wing, stop and pop, stuff like that. Like, it was really like a good workout. Like, my dad recorded it all. And I just watched it like every day.
You still got it?
Stuff. Probably somewhere. I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
You had it in your phone or something, man. Send me the clip,
No, I could try to see if I can find it.
I want to add it to this interview.
Yeah, I can see if I can find it. I got a picture, though, for sure, that I can send you, though.
Yeah. Did you, so did he shoot? Did he shoot with you?
Yeah, we got shots up. Yeah, for sure. I try to tell people, NBA dudes, bro, like, they cannot play basketball. Or you can look at a regular dude that hoop for 10 years. You cannot touch a ball for years, and you can get up, get a couple shots. It's muscle memory. It's going to come back.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always tell my guy Ethan over here about like when I realized I wasn't going to the league. Like I think every kid start off, you like, bro, I'll probably go to the league.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And then you run into someone, you like, nah, you know what? If I go overseas,
100%.
Did you ever have that moment?
I haven't had that moment like officially, but I had a moment where it was like I played against some dude in the Drew this year. He was like 19. I don't remember his name, but I know he played with the Ignite. Like, I was guarding him and stuff, and he made tough shots. Normally, most people don't make tough shots over me when I'm really locked in, sliding my feet.
Right.
I'm talking about he came down, stepped back right over the top, and came back down, hit another one right over the top. I'm looking around like, yo, like, what's going on? I'm thinking he's 25, 26. They're like, bro, it's 19 playing the Ignite.
Wow.
At that point, I was realized either if I want to make something pop in basketball, I either need to get back in the gym 3, 4, 5 times a day, or it's over with. I'm like, you got 19-year-olds moving like this.
Yeah, I think the skill set is crazy now.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what? The thing with now, for me anyway, and I could be wrong, you can correct me. I feel like the players have more skill set,
100%.
but all of them don't know how to play.
That is accurate.
You know what I mean?
As a basketball trainer, I've noticed that because I've gotten kids where they have all the skill, and I watch them play, and it's like you have the skill, but like you can't run a pick and roll, and you can't do this, do that. But I think what it really is because we're in that little phase now where all the older coaches are like outdated, like nobody's running offense how they're running, And then this new group of coaches that are coming in are like, they think they know it all already.
Right.
So they're just either training kids, drilling, and nothing really going on in practice, or they don't know the game themselves, so they can't teach it to these kids.
Right.
So I think that's the issue going on right now.
So I think that's where I'm at right now too. Like I'm considered, I guess, an old head now. That's when it comes to
in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
I've been coaching for almost 18 years though.
Yeah.
So
you've been around for a minute.
Yeah. So I approach it like as a teacher, right? Like
and that's how I do it too.
I want to tell you why this works and why this doesn't work. And the hardest part with kids when you're coaching them is that they're so used to the instant gratification.
Right. And that's our society in general now.
And society in general.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to have them play the right way,
it's hard.
it feels like punishment to them.
Yeah, exactly.
And it feels like punishment to the families too. Like, why is
the problem is they don't discipline their kids. So as coaches, like I have a lot of problems now when I'm really getting on a kid. I'm not getting on him because like I'm trying to punish him. I'm trying to teach him sometimes.
Right.
And sometimes when we're coaching, it comes across as like we're being, a little aggressive or we have to raise our tone. But when I have 10 of you and you're all talking or doing whatever, I have to raise an octave to get everybody locked back in.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. And I think that's where, that's the struggle I have with basketball because, well, not struggle per se, but I'll say challenge. The challenge when it comes to teaching kids sometimes because basketball for me was like the holy grail of making it. Like when I went, like that's all I thought about.
Right.
And so when I find kids that don't want to learn the game, it's like, dog, I don't know what to do at this point.
Yeah.
Because I can't just come out, roll the ball out and say shoot because I know that won't work.
No, 100%.
I know it won't translate to where you're trying to go.
100%.
Did you have, when you were playing, at what point when you were playing did you realize this brand of basketball that I used to play don't work?
Probably my senior year. I think we were playing
high school
senior high school.
Okay.
Yeah. We were playing Lawndale High School, I believe, early in the season. We smacked them by like 20, but I literally shot all jumpers that game. And it was like I probably hit like 6 or 10. Everybody was like, "Oh, bro, you can shoot. Why don't you shoot?" And I'm like, "Bro, this is the only game I ever had to shoot the ball because they had 2 7-footers. I think one went to SC. I don't know where the other dude went. Chemezi, the one that played for I think the Spurs and like the Kings or something. But yeah, they had him and this dude named Buddha, both like 7-footers. So it's like I can't obviously post a 7-footer up. Like, I could, but like 9 out of 10, if it's 2 of them, somebody's gonna block the shot.
Right.
So it's like I had to learn like how to do different stuff at that point. So.
Got you. And so how did the San Marcos opportunity come about?
It's actually crazy. So I was in JUCO. I was probably one of the most recruited JUCO players in California the 2 years I played.
Like, what JUCO you went to? I'm sorry.
Butte College up north.
Butte College.
Okay,
I think you said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm talking about like me and my coach had a conversation one day because coaches were calling him like, "Yo, he doesn't answer our calls." And I was just fed up because it was every day from like 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. my phone would be ringing from schools, Division I, Division II, NAIA, all calling. Kind of, they give you the same spew. And I was just at a point where I was like, bro, I'm really just trying to focus on my season and then get it over with.
Right.
So, and then like figured out stuff out at the end. So I committed to 2 Division Is, Nickel State, USC Upstate. Both those coaches, the Nickel State coach left and went to like Georgia Southern or something like that.
Okay.
And then the USC Upstate coach offered me and I committed. He was in my gym. My coach sent me like what is the red browser? Like MSNBC or something like that. When you open your like Windows computer, whatever the search engine is.
Old school. Old school.
Yeah, like one of those. And he sent me a link, and it was like USC Upstate coach gets fired, and the timestamp it had was the time he was in our gym, and he offered me. And I was just like, what are the odds? So at that point, I kind of already told all Division IIs, like, yo, like I'm trying to go D1. And then I ended up doing summer classes. I was going to go to a school called Presbyterian. And it was, I think, in South Carolina or something like that. And then I just got to the point where I was like, it was so much like I had to take 2 classes at my JUCO, and then they wanted me to take 2 Accelerate there. And I was like, bro, I'm not doing that. I was like, I'm just go California. So I started taking visits, bro, in the middle of the summer. Like, I'm talking about, like, we got out of school in May. I was uncommitted. Everybody's calling me, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you got all these schools, you about to blow it. I'm like, bro, I was going to go there, but I'm not feeling it.
Right.
So I went up to Western Washington. And as I was flying up there, BJ Foster called me and was like, hey, like, I heard about you. They said I should get you, yada, yada, yada. We chopped it up. I told him I'm going to Western. And he was like, actually, like, I don't want to intrude in the visit, but hit me when you're done. And bro, I texted him before I was even done with the visit. Like, the Western coach was cool. And then he said something about redshirting. Like, he was like, they had a player that didn't want to, like, go to school and not be on the team, basically. So he's going to play 1 year, redshirt year, and then play again. And they're like, oh, we're going to do the same thing with you. And for me, like, I'm not really a school guy. So I'm like, bro, I was just trying to get hoops done. So I'm like, bro, it's over with. For me, I texted him. As soon as we had that conversation, I was soon to text him, like, yo, I'll give you a call as soon as I get to the airport type thing. And I called him. And he was just like, yeah, like, I don't know how much we can offer you. And then I was like, yo, well, I'm from California, so I get the Pell Grants and all that. And then he was like, they give other little scholarships. So he got me like a bunch of little scholarships on top of the athletic scholarship. So then working out.
Working out, yeah. I mean, shoot, you got to definitely go with. That's one of the things that we don't talk about in the basketball world. Like you can be recruited, especially out of junior college.
Yeah.
When you coming out of junior college, some of them credits don't transfer, so you
100%.
might go into.
That's what I was telling people. I thought it was made, but it was like what worked out for me though is because I went prep school, like post grad prep. I took like 10 units at a JUCO.
Right.
Like that year I took off. So those 10 units ended up helping me pretty much be able to go wherever I wanted, except like the private schools. So those 10 units helped. So I'm like, thankful I did that, because if not, it was just, I would have to take more classes, basically.
How was the experience at San Marcos, though?
It was cool. Besides, like, everybody getting hurt, people would complain about our coach, but to me, it was like, bro, coach is a coach. Like, yeah, you and your coach going to have up and downs. Like, y'all might go back and forth, whatever the case is. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to play. So it's just plain and simple. So.
Yeah, let's talk about that, though. Like, because when because I feel like when you go to really good schools, or at least when you go to college in general, I think kids don't understand, or young players don't understand that these college, like the college coach there, that's their job. Their family dependent on it.
100%.
Everyone who's there all did what you did.
Exactly.
Like all state, 20 points,
100%.
25 points.
100%.
And the coach's job is to find a way to mold it all in.
Exactly.
Where
I tell people it's like baking a cake.
Absolutely.
He has all the ingredients. Now he needs to figure out how to put them in to produce the best cake.
Did you have any struggles with finding a new role at the college level?
Not really, because I always told myself, like, so they recruited me saying they just wanted me to play defense and rebound. But I was like, I was one of the best scorers on my team, like always in the past at that point in time. And
how much you average in high school?
In high school, I think I averaged around like 20 or something like
20
that. Yeah,
so
but
20 points.
All dunks, tip-ins, fast breaks.
And they telling you, like, look, bro, you're going to play defense and rebound.
Exactly. And in JUCO, I averaged 14, but that's because we were blowing everybody out. When we played a close game, I'd have 20, 25. I had like 6 20-20 games, stuff like that. So when we got there, I'm kind of like, okay, whatever.
Wait, 6 20-20 games?
Yeah, in JUCO. Yeah.
Like 20 points, 20 rebounds?
20 rebounds,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I had like an 18, 8, and 8 game, all that. But
I mean, tripping up there.
Yeah, nah, for sure. But yeah, so
Russell Westbrook who?
Nah, Russell Westbrook was passing. I was blocking shots. But yeah, the coach, he pulled me aside one practice. I think I like shot a 3 or something, and he was like, yeah, bro, like we brought you here to do this, this, and this. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, but I'm going to show you, like, I could do that and this on top of that. So I always had the mindset of like, if you're doing what they brought you to do, one, you're going to be on the court. So you have those opportunities to score and do all the other stuff. So that's what I just told myself. So I was like, I locked in. He actually brought me off the bench because I got sick. I had like a sinus infection for like 2 weeks before our first game. So I was low-key like sick about that. But I'm looking at the dude in front of me. It was my boy, but I was like, yo, like, keep the seat warm, bro, because I'm about to be up playing again. Like, and then once I got the opportunity, I think the first game I started, or I came off the bench one game, 0 at halftime, finished like 15. And after that, I just kind of just started steamrolling the rest of the season. So,
got you. So after San Marcos, you went overseas.
So COVID happened.
Okay.
I was just at the crib, bro.
Okay.
Everybody else for like a year and a half. And then I ran into this dude named Mike Creppy at this overseas camp. He runs this thing called like Vindicated Sports. I don't know if you heard of it.
No, I haven't.
So he just like does like tours, takes people overseas, and he helps guys get signed and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So I went with him to a tour in Uruguay, actually. And we were out there for like 3 weeks, something like that. And that was my first real experience of like, we were living like we were pros, basically. Like we'd get up, go to the gym. We'd have our team practice with like his little group. And then we were going to like different guys would go work out with teams where we would be with the team for 2-3 hours working out. And then some guys played games with teams and stuff like that. So that was my first experience where I was like, okay, like, this is what it's like to be a pro. So this is things I need to work on. And then I came back for maybe like 3 weeks, and he hit me. It's like, yo, team in Mexico wants you. So I ended up going to Mexico after that.
So let me ask you, where was the difference between like college and pros? Like, what was I mean, obviously guys are older,
right,
stronger.
Yeah.
But anything else outside of that stood out to you?
Just the consistency. Like 1 through 15, every guy on the team was consistent. Like, you know, when you're in high school, college, AAU, if you guys go work out, you're going to have like your starters who are probably working hard. You might have one lazy, couple dudes middle of the pack who are trying to get there working hard. And maybe that 14, 15 man, they just in there BSing the whole time. But what I noticed was every single person there was just hard working. And you couldn't tell, like if you watched them work out, you couldn't tell who was a starter and who wasn't. Even when they were shooting, layups, everything. Everybody can score. Everyone can make shots and all that too at that point too. So.
What separates them though? What separates the 15th guy from the top 5 guys?
I think it's just
if
IQ
everyone
and
work
confidence.
ethic, confidence.
Yeah, IQ and confidence. I think.
IQ. There you go.
There is like for example, you have the LeBron James and you have like who would be Cam Reddish. Like he's just better than the other.
Right.
But most of the time, I feel like it's IQ and confidence.
Gotcha.
But that comes from the work ethic.
Gotcha.
Because some people, like, say we both started hooping at, say, 15, right? And then we run into somebody that's been hooping since 12. He already has 3 more years ahead of us by the time we get to 20.
Right.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. So how was that experience though? Because I always hear about the overseas horror stories, bro. Damn, I ain't getting paid in months. You got me working for free.
Yeah, I was one of those dudes who was like, that ain't gonna happen to me. No, it happened. So as soon as before I even left to go to Mexico, they were kind of like, like drive down to Tijuana and fly from Tijuana. I'm like, bro, I live 10 minutes from LAX. I'm not about to drive to Tijuana, leave my car for 2 months, go play, and have to come back, get my car, and drive back. So they're like, we'll pay half your plane ticket. You have to pay the other half. I'm okay, like, you gonna send the bread? They're like, no, we'll give it to you when you get here. I got my money together, got the ticket, got there. They act like it didn't even happen. Like, nobody brought it up or nothing. So I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. It's my first day. Let a couple days go by and brought it. He's like, oh, yeah, we'll bring you the money tomorrow. Next day come, nothing happened. And then I asked the dudes on the team, like, yo, like, when y'all got paid? And they was like, yo, bro, I've been here since September. I ain't got paid. I've been here since October. I ain't got paid. I went on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
So I'm like, if y'all ain't get paid, then
shit.
Either I'm the second savior of Christ or I'm not getting paid either. You know what I mean?
How long did you stay? I mean, so did you ever get paid?
Nah.
Oh. Yeah. How long did you stay over there before you was like, nah, I'm out of here?
About a month.
About a month?
Yeah, about a month. Yeah.
Because that's a big thing over there.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you go about it though? You can't sue. Like
I mean, certain leagues, yeah. If it's I think FIBA certified, yeah. But that league I was playing in was one of like the lower leagues, and then I just didn't feel it was worth it at the time too to try to go through that whole process. I just kind of was like, okay, I've got the experience playing, and I'm just gonna pack my bags and go basically. But I gave them like warning, like I told the coach. Because the first time it was okay, whatever, with the plane ticket. But then when the actual payday came around, I'm like, yo, like, I'm out here for free right now. And we actually had to pay to go work out in our own gym. So I'm like, I'm paying to work out in my own gym.
Wow. Wait, you had to pay to?
It was like 5 pesos, but it's just the fact that, like, this is our home facility.
What do you mean? Why do you have to pay though? I don't get it. Like, pay to open the doors?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It was like a community center type deal. But the
you.
gym was like in the back. Like, it was nice, like, arena type gym too, but we had to pay like 5 pesos to get in. And they was like, yeah, we don't care if you play basketball. So it was like, I don't know if it was because we were Americans or what the deal was, but yeah. So after, I think, 2 weeks, I kind of already told him, like, bro, if you don't pay me, like, I'm going to leave. And his response was, yeah, we think you're going to leave. That's why we're not paying you. And I'm like, what do you think I'm going to do if you don't pay me?
Wow.
So I gave him time, and then they just didn't pay me. And I just literally, bro, woke up one day, and I was like, I'm out of here. But really, for me, it was like I was trying to push through all the way to the end because playoffs were like 2 weeks away. But my thing was when we would lose the games, the dudes would be like partying on the bus coming back, and our games would be like 4 hours away. So I'm over here hot with the other American that we lost, and they over here smoking, drinking.
So you ain't had no margaritas on the way back.
Nah. Hey, if we weren't playing, I had the day off with my American teammates for sure. But when we would lose a game, I was back to the room. I'm over there, headphones in, because that's kind of how I grew up though. Like going to Inglewood with Pat Roy, it was like on the way to games, silence on the bus. Like when I was in high school, that's kind of how we were like. I don't want to say raised, but like coached, like on the way to game, silence on the bus. Nobody's talking, laughing, you focus. And then coming back, if we won, you can have a party all you want on the bus.
Right,
if we lost, it's silence on the bus. And if you talk, we'd get to the school, he'd be, hey, everybody to the gym before you get in your parents' car.
Absolutely.
So that, to me, that was just how it was. And dude I was playing with, he was the same way. So we'd lose, and for me, it was just that last trip coming back, like the bus blew a tire. And then they started doing like their little rookie hazing, cutting people's hair. I'll send you the video so you can see that. Like what?
They cut your hair?
Hell no. They tried it. Like, hey, rookie, come here. I said, nah, bro. I said, get away from me.
You ain't do no party. You ain't
nah,
taking
bro.
no hazing.
Nah, I was taking no hazing, bro. I was like,
absolutely.
if it was like everything copacetic. I'm getting paid. We're winning games. And maybe I'll take hey, bro, you can put a little line or something. But like,
you can go ball. You can go ball.
Nah, if you see the way they cut bro hair when I find the video, bro, you can be like, hell no.
Hilarious. Growing up, who did you do you ever model your game after someone like you seen like, you know?
I'd probably go with I just like the athletes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I first started watching basketball, I think it was the year the Pistons won. I think I was 04.
04?
That was, or 03. I think it was 04. One of those 2 years they won.
Okay, yeah, that was 04.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
against
that year,
Lakers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I lived in New York with my mom and her ex-husband at the time, and we'd go to like Knicks Pistons games and all that, and I was just a fan of Ben Wallace. So that was the first where I started like watching basketball just like an athlete. Right. And then over time I think LeBron came next, where I was just a huge LeBron fan, Melo fan, Kobe and all them. So I just kind of went from there.
Gotcha.
And then when I started playing, I was just kind of like trying to be a sponge. Like every player that has something, like I want to take a piece of that type of thing. So,
gotcha. Yeah. And you know, Derrick Rose just he just retired. Yeah, I thought of him because you know you were an athlete. Did you catch any of it? Like, well, of course you did because you watched the Pistons, of course.
Yeah, Prime D Rose all the way to the retirement.
You think he'll be MVP?
What do you mean?
Not MVP,
Hall of Famer?
Hall of Fame, my fault.
Yeah, I think he'll be Hall of Famer just because what he did at the time. I mean, he robbed my GOAT of 5 straight MVPs, but it's all good. LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron won MVP that year, but
you think so?
Of course, yeah. Look at the numbers, and then I always look at it too. Is I feel they shouldn't vote for MVP. I mean, I guess it's for the season, so it doesn't make sense. But I feel like the MVP should be through the playoffs as well. Gotcha. So it's like if you look at the MVPs, half the time they get in the playoffs, so they shit the bed. So it's like, you know, are you really an MVP or like what's going on? So I mean, I guess because they added that like playoff MVP and all that stuff now, like whatever Jaylen Brown won last year.
Yeah.
And I don't know who won it for the West, but yeah. So.
Yeah, you know, it's tough, man. I like Derrick Rose. I actually, you know, we both watch him from high school highlight tapes and high school mixtapes to the NBA. Youngest to ever win MVP.
Right. They got a whole little new thing for him now because he won an MVP on a rookie contract. That's why all the players get those crazy extensions now or something like that. Yeah, I was watching I forgot who was talking about it on like Sports the other day.
What they have for him?
It's like, so he won his MVP on like a rookie deal.
Yeah.
And you know, when they win MVP, I guess they get like more money and stuff like that on their next contract because he was on his rookie contract. He's going to sign an extension or something crazy like that. So that's why now when they have those rookie contracts, they have those crazy rookie extensions.
Oh, wow.
They get those accolades, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he had a strong the first 4 years.
Yeah.
He actually a rookie of the year, MVP.
Yeah. All within 3 years.
Yeah, all 3 to 4 years, and then, you know, things went left for him. It'd be interesting to see if he make the Hall of Fame.
I think he will just because his story and then the fact that he never gave up. If he was like a Brandon Roy or like Greg Oden where they kind of just hung it up, that's when I think he would have made it though. So because even when he came back, like it was, it's Tom Thibodeau's fault. Why do you have your MVP and you're blowing the team out by 20 with a minute left in the playoffs?
Right.
But after that, he still did solid when he came back. So it wasn't like, it was just he wasn't Derrick Rose that we knew. Yeah. You know, so it was like he was still solid. So I mean, I think he'll make it. And then he did little things here and there that kind of kept him afloat. Like
no, I mean,
point
you
game
figure he would, but that people always say the 50-point game, but you know, he still averaged like 18 points for the Knicks, for the Timberwolves. So he was still balling, but it's always hard to see like
people are prisoners of the moment. Yeah. Like you use Russell Westbrook and Dwight Howard, for example. When Russ was the Lakers, he was averaging like 18, 8, and 8, and everybody's like, oh, Russ is trash. He fell off. I'm like, bro, name me 10 players that average 18, 8, and 8.
Right.
Or like Dwight Howard, his career averages is like 16 and 12.
Right.
And before he got to the Lakers, obviously. But I'm like, if you're putting up numbers like that, and he was doing that in a reserve role on some teams.
I think Dwight Howard, Dwight Howard is probably the best big man out of 2010.
For sure. He should have been on that 75 team.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, the things that he was doing coming into the league it was especially 100%. Out of high school.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Out of high school.
It's funny how the media works though. It plays a trick on people's minds. Yeah. Like, you know, like you forget all the things Dwight Howard did.
Yeah, they're good at like swaying your mind into the current moment and making you forget the past.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's a good point you made with Russell Westbrook too, because Russell Westbrook, he's always been a factor on every team.
Yeah, every team. Literally except the Lakers. That was the only team he wasn't a factor, but I just came down to fit. He does the same things that LeBron does. Are you going to play LeBron or Westbrook?
Absolutely.
Make sure LeBron does what LeBron do.
So Vince Carter also retired. Well, they retired his jersey.
Yeah,
they retired his jersey. How you feel about that? I think well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved for sure.
Yeah.
Vince was one of the players. Like when I started watching, was like the athlete. I think the first dunk contest I watched was like the Dwight Howard, Nate Robinson. And my dad was, oh, this is trash. You need to watch Vince Carter and T-Mac. So I want to watch that. To me, that was the best dunk contest ever until
You had to
2016.
be there, bro.
I already know.
Listen, I was in the 8th grade. I never forget coming back to school on Monday. And only thing we wanted, everybody wanted to do was dunk. That was a dunking era. Like, you know how it's Steph Curry era now?
Yeah.
Vince Carter had everybody doing calf raisers, all types of air alert drills.
Yeah, then he had the pumps. That was Vince, right? With the pumps?
No. As far as sneakers?
Yeah.
Like his signature sneakers?
Yeah.
He had the Shocks.
The Shocks.
It was Shocks at the bottom. The pumps was Kenny Anderson. Is it Kenny Anderson who did the? I believe it's Kenny Anderson. That was the early 90s, though.
Yeah.
But yes, he had the Shocks. He had the Shocks. They didn't really do anything for you.
I mean,
your jumping.
you got to be.
They didn't do anything.
I try to tell people, I have kids that put shoes on and make them run faster. I'm like, hey, whatever floats your boat, but
yeah. Well, you know, Vince Carter, well deserved for Vince Carter, man.
Well
it was great to see him like really taking that moment as far as like tearing up, crying, because he really put the Raptors on the map.
Yeah, facts.
You know?
And he didn't get a proper retirement because it was during COVID. He just kind of like waved at the crowd and was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure. But yeah, shout out to both of those guys, man. Derrick Rose, I really hope that he get his just due.
Yeah, I think he will. He won't be like first ballot, but he'll definitely get in.
I think he was a game changer for the league. Yeah. Before he came in, there wasn't no real dunking point guard. There was like Baron Davis or whatnot, but Baron Davis wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't.
I ain't no official.
He was catching bodies, but he wasn't D Rose.
Yeah, he wasn't D Rose. Vince got his.
Yeah, Vince.
Derrick Rose going to do his thing.
Yeah.
So shout out to both of those guys, man.
No, for sure.
So I get the current topics. We got K Towns being transferred. I can't transfer. Okay, traded for Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Who won in that trade?
I think it's a fair trade for both. I mean, just on paper, from the initial like looking at both teams, I think it's going to come down to how those two players play with the teams now.
Yeah, I agree.
Karl Towns, you're on a team now where everybody has a 3-point shot. You're 7 feet. Like, you got a good post game, but you settle for threes. Now you're playing with these guys. If he's a dominant post player, nobody's going to stop the Knicks.
Right.
You got a good big.
Can he be a dominant post player on the East?
For sure.
I mean, not against Miami.
I mean, I think Karl Towns skill-wise is better than Bam. If everybody's shooting the ball well, he's going to be solid, because that's what it's going to come down to, because people can't help off.
Yeah, but Bam got defense, bro.
Yeah, Bam got defense, but it's still like
Embiid over there.
Oh, well, Embiid and him, yeah. Like, he's going to have matchups. Same thing as the West, going against like Jokic or Anthony Davis. True. But those other games, it's like where he's going to dominate.
I think K Towns will do well.
Yeah, he should.
In that offense, because they kind of run like the 4-out, one in. Like the Villanova, they move the ball, and also with their point guard, like although Brunson was getting buckets in the playoffs, he doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, but he's averaging like 10 assists too.
Yeah, so exactly. So like he's going to get, he got a point guard who can score and play.
The ball.
I think with Julius Randle. One, he's coming back from an injury.
True.
So you just never know how people come back from that. Do they play like they have something to prove?
Right.
Do they play within the system? Do they live up to the hype? But you also got Anthony Edwards on that team.
They stole DiVincenzo. I think that's what they're.
Yes, they needed him.
Yeah, but that's what they really needed. Yeah,
they needed him.
Karl Towns, because he didn't really do nothing for them in the playoffs, in my opinion. I feel like Rudy Gobert didn't really do much either, but Rudy Gobert was better in the playoffs for them. You got Jaden McDaniels, I forgot the other wing's name, and Anthony Edwards. So you got them guys already. Now you just got a shooter in there that's also going to play defense and can play 48 minutes.
Right.
So I'm like, that already made their team that much better, and now Julius Randle to me is just extra on top of that.
Yeah, and Julius Randle can shoot.
He can shoot.
But my thing is, the only thing I'd be interested to see, and I don't never really like try to predict anything with professional athletes, because they're professional, right? Exactly. Like, they can adjust their game
for sure.
But he's a rhythm guy. Like, he catch the ball, he got a jab step, he got, and that's Anthony Edwards thing.
Yeah, that's everybody in that team almost.
Yeah, exactly. Nas, all those guys.
So that's why I think it's gonna work though, because he's downhill more than settling. Versus Karl Towns is like in the corner, catch and shoot, trying to get up shots. Like, even if you look at the game, he has, I think, 62. I actually called he's going to have 62. He had like 40 at halftime. Everybody thought he's going to get 100. Carl Towns.
Carl Towns, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, he's going to finish with 62. I literally got like texting the homies like, bro, he's going to get 62. He's not getting 100. Like, and I was just joking, but he ended up doing it. But it's because all he does is settle on jumpers, and he's just a quick trigger.
Right.
He's not going through the flow of the game, just catch, chuck it. Versus Randall, he's going down, he's going to put pressure on the rim, which is going to open it up for all of them because they move the ball well.
Yeah.
So it's like you got him going downhill off the second, fourth swing. He's going against a Jokic or somebody. He's getting to the rim every time.
Yeah, I still, I'll say K Towns won in this one though. I think he'll help take the Knicks further.
In terms of just a better team, definitely.
Yeah,
Knicks,
for sure, for sure. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, no. Sure.
Now we on our podcast, we as a underdog brand, we want to be the representation of the underdog.
Gotcha.
So 6 man.
6 man.
Who's your best 6 man of all time?
Are we talking about just as like a player or just
A
that
player.
6 man?
As
role?
a player. That's a great
So
question.
we're talking about like just they won 6 man and their player, James Harden.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we
Ain't
go.
even close.
I've been saying that for a long time.
It's not even close.
I actually did a video on it that probably going to come out before this or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, as player, James Harden was so good he
Yeah.
couldn't be a 6 man no more.
You got to look. He was 6 man one year, and then he left the team, money purse, whatever the case was, went to Houston and started the year off averaging like 40.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in the 6 man roles, you're playing with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, who were the guys, and he chose to come off the bench at that point in time when he could have been a starter.
And they lost in the finals that year.
Exactly.
And he's the only 6 man to be 6 man and MVP.
Yep.
And changed the game of how we play. You wasn't doing double step backs before.
Yeah, 100%.
Before him.
Yeah.
So I think people forget that. Don't get me wrong. I understand the argument like who's the best 6 man all time.
Yeah. Well, if we're talking about just winning the awards, then we can go Jamal Crawford, Lou Will, because they have multiple awards.
They have 3 of them.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, for me, and I'm a Jamal Crawford fan.
Yeah.
You know, I wore S dots in school, in high school because of Jamal Crawford.
Right.
But Jamal Crawford wasn't always a 6 man.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a 6 man
sure.
with the Bulls. He wasn't a 6 man.
The Hawks.
Yeah, with the Hawks. Like, yeah, he was 6 man with the Hawks.
Well, he was like back and forth.
Yeah, but I was introduced to him as a starter.
Okay.
I don't think he was a 6 man with Golden State.
I'm
He might not have been a 6 man with Golden State.
When I kind of started really paying attention to him is when he got with the Clippers. That's when he was
Okay.
6 man.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, he scored 50 with everything. With the Knicks, he wasn't a 6 man.
Yeah.
So when people had that argument like, oh, James Harden wasn't a 6 man.
I feel like all 6 men don't start as 6 men.
Yeah, exactly. Like Lou Will when he played with Philly, he started.
Yeah.
You know,
I think when he was the Hawks, he started too, didn't he? Or was he 6 man?
Nah, I believe he was 6 man off that one. And that's the thing. Like, so if you want to make that case, you can't forget that they started.
And I use that same argument when people talk about rings. They'll be like, "Oh, Jordan has 6, and he's the GOAT because he has 6 rings." I'm like, "Well, Will Russell has 11."
Who's your GOAT?
LeBron.
Bron, your GOAT.
Yeah. But I say LeBron is my GOAT in terms of just basketball. If you look at any basketball player from the accolade standpoint, just as an all-around player, it's LeBron. Now, if you want to talk about legacy-wise and all, then that's when you go into the Kobe's, the Jordans, and all that.
Who's legacy-wise?
I'll go Jordan. He's 6 in the champ.
But how though? Like, what year were you born?
I was born 97.
See, this is my thing. I don't take nothing from like the great players of Jordan, Magic, but when I think of like players who I say my GOAT, I always look at it like the people I actually grew up. Like when I first time seeing LeBron, I actually went to his high school game. Like I seen him on a magazine. You see the evolution of him. Like Kobe Bryant, he's from Philly.
Right.
I've heard about him at Philly. He played in the Sunny Hill League. You got a chance to see him play.
Gotcha.
Jordan was drafted 85. I was born 85. I didn't see him until I was like 6, 5. I didn't understand what he was doing.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, and that's the thing about, the whole thing. Like we got a thing called, elite mindset. As far as elite mindset, brainwash thing, elite. We want people to think like, it's hard to really for themselves. Like everyone always say, like, I had a kid tell me that Isaiah Thomas, not Isaiah lefty Isaiah.
I know.
Kid 11 years old said Isaiah Thomas. I I didn't even see Isaiah Thomas play.
nah,
How the
I feel
hell
you.
you know what
I
Isaiah
have that
Thomas?
same mentality with kids, but I feel like for me, I watched all that stuff, like the Hardwood Classics. Like I literally watched that. Like
I
in
don't think that's the
summertime.
same.
It's
That's
not the same, but at the same time, it's like because the lockout years really when I got into like watching all the old basketball thing was what
It's not the
2011.
same.
I know it's not the
You didn't go to school
Yeah.
with. I want to
Well,
be. I
LeBron
want to
James
be
is my
like
GOAT.
Mike.
No, 100%. I'm saying LeBron is my GOAT, but I'm saying when people talk about legacy.
Dog, you
like-
realize that Michael Jordan, people was rocking ball heads for no reason back
Yeah.
in the day.
No, I know.
Like they hair can grow.
Yeah, no, I know.
So you had. That's what I'm saying. You got to be a part. Like I have like Allen Iverson, legacy guys.
Right.
Allen Iverson, my legacy guy to me.
Okay.
Like I.
Now
Allen
you're talking
Iverson-
about legacy in terms of like for the culture or just basketball?
culture. Like if like culture, like that's
if
my
we're going
favorite
culture,
player.
yeah, I'm going Jordan.
No, bro.
No,
I mean, you can go
nobody
Jordan.
Got Jordans on it here.
You can go
but,
Jordan.
yeah.
That's fine. But I'm just saying, as far as like bro, like I just feel like it's hard to really capture it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, okay, yeah, I get what you mean. Now.
Like-
so kind of like how now like Steph got everybody
yeah, like
shooting the threes,
exactly.
doing all this stuff.
You
okay.
like you a
Yeah.
kid who Steph influenced play. You can't say Jordan, your guy.
Okay, well, if we're going off that point, I'm gonna stick with Bron.
Yeah, you
'Cause
got
I was doing the whole beating the chest.
Exactly.
All that. Even now, I only wear LeBron shoes when I hoop. If I wear another brand of shoes, it's because like a league gave them to me for free. And was like, hey, can you wear these today?
I got
Other
you.
than that, I'm straight LeBron.
Yeah, I'm gonna say LeBron too, because like I said, I went to his high school games. LeBron, as far as that's my best player of all time.
Yeah, same.
My favorite player of all time is Allen Iverson.
Okay.
Allen Iverson had everybody in Philly wearing braid. I'm from Philly.
I'm already knowing.
Yeah,
Braids, all
so
that.
and I believe he changed the game as far as like you talking about somebody who was about 6 foot, he's really like 5'11",
Yeah,
going out getting 31 a night,
yeah, for sure.
and they building teams around him. You don't see that no more.
Yeah, no, facts.
You know, like Isaiah Thomas, lefty Isaiah Thomas, averaged 28 points.
Right.
They was like, nah, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My man averaged 28. He dropping buckets.
And they got packed them up.
And GM like, nah, this ain't gonna work, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but I feel like also part of it is the times now too, though. Because now you got to think like he's what 5'8", quotations.
Right.
You got dudes 6'9" doing the same thing he's doing.
True.
So
Very
it's like
true.
versus back then it was like you 6'9", you on the block. All the wings are like 6'2", 6'1", versus now it's like you got these high school kids like I don't know his name. He plays at Utah Prep or something like that. I seen him playing at Inglewood the other day against Inglewood.
What is it? Adrian DeBoss?
Yeah,
he went to all the games. I didn't go.
Yeah,
I didn't go to all of them.
Dude is like what 6'9" maybe. Can handle the ball, shoot the ball, athletic, and I'm like, you got people like moving like that now. So it's like, why would I
Very
take a
true.
5'9" PG?
But very true. Very true. No disrespect, Isaiah.
Yeah, no disrespect,
I
but-
love your grind. I
Yeah.
love your grind.
Like whenever I have little guards, I tell them like, you got to be 100 times better than the next man because I can go get somebody 6'4" that one is going to be able to stay in front of you just because of their size. So you got to be crafty, you got to be able to distribute the ball, and you got to be able to score and shoot. You can't just be one dimensional.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, I've been preaching that for a while now, just not being one dimensional. Back in the day, you could just be a shooter in the corner or a catch and shoot guy. Like the league consisted of a bunch of catch and shoot guys.
Yeah, that's all it was.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. We don't even really use the term 3D no more because everybody has to be able to do everything.
And you got to do everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a very good point. Last question: best father-son duo.
Best father son.
Like who? Like you obviously you got LeBron and Bronny.
Yeah,
But then you got the Paytons and
That's
Paytons,
LeBron
Kenya
carrying all the
Martins,
weight.
and you got a lot of kids. Tim Hardaway and Tim Hardaway Jr.
Let's see. I'm gonna go Steph and Dell.
Steph and Dell.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like Dell was like good at his time, and then Steph is like killing our time versus all the other father-son duos. We're being realistic. The fathers are nice and the kids is trash. So you
Yeah.
can't say NBA players trash, but I'm just saying like
Doc
compared to
Rivers,
league
Doc
standards-
Rivers and Austin Rivers was good,
I mean, he had to play for his dad though.
but he still played. He still had some good years.
He had
in
good
there.
years, but it was like his
outside
good
of his
years-
dad.
Where?
Fuck.
He averaged what 10 points as a rookie in his second year, or something like
Hold
that.
on, no, bro.
Yeah, pull
and
it
then,
up.
and they say like I gotta pull it up because
I think he had a good year with the Rockets, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that,
Yeah,
his
like-
good years was with the Clippers.
because my memory shot.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
pretty sure it was just with the Clippers and 1 year with the Rockets.
I mean, his points is pretty consistent. He never really averaged. I mean, you said the Clippers. The Clippers. He averaged 7 points per game. He averaged 8 points per game. I mean, he had that 1 year. He had 2 years where he averaged 12 and 15.
Who was that with?
That was Clippers. Yeah. That was the Clippers. I mean, yeah. I mean, he was pretty consistent. He was a solid guard
for sure.
He always averaged around that 8 points, that 8 to 10 points.
Yeah. You can go. Actually, Sabonis and his dad.
Sabonis and his dad is great.
Yeah.
I take that as well. I think his dad was great for the Blazers.
Right.
Especially that year when they had Sheed and all those guys. He tried to be a Shaq stopper.
Right.
It ain't no disrespect to him. Shaq, Shaq is a dog.
Shaq was on a different level.
Yeah, Shaq
time.
is a different level, bro. Yeah. I think he also changed the game. He's also a game changer for the center position.
Go to I can't remember which Grant was Jeremy Grant's dad, but we can go to him too. Jeremy Grant.
Harvey Grant.
Yeah,
Harvey Grant. The Grant brother, they had a whole squad.
Exactly.
I mean, it can go on. You got the Berry brothers.
Yeah,
you got all those guys. I'm gonna go Tim
Tim Hardaway's tough.
Tim
Hardaway,
Hardaway,
he be playing good, but he be pissing me off sometimes. It's like, bro, you capable of getting 25, and then you
I think that's a coach thing though. Like I think that's a system thing.
Okay, yeah.
I think when I see players on the same team that they was dropping buckets with,
right,
and then they stop dropping buckets with, I think that's a system thing. I think that's a
because they did have a coach change.
Because you remember the game where he in the playoffs he got in the game and hit like 4 or 5 threes, like back to back.
Yeah.
So he still got it. I don't know what's going on over in Dallas.
Yeah.
But no, and then Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway was amazing with the Warriors.
Right.
And did a great job with the Heat as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So what I'm saying, I'm gonna say consistency between the numbers.
Okay.
Because like Steph Curry blows Del Curry out of the water.
For sure.
So he carrying that team.
Yeah.
So if you figure,
you're going consistency shit.
Yeah, like what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like if they play 2-on-2,
I might go Gary Payton.
The Payton's good too.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, Payton's good too, but his son ain't doing nothing yet.
I mean, he's up and down.
Up and down. Gary Payton was consistent all time.
Okay.
He that's what I'm saying.
That's an interesting combo for sure.
Yeah, somebody canceling someone out.
Yeah.
Like you can't go Kobe Bryant and Joe Bryant.
Yeah, I feel like all the duos are going to be like that though, just because I feel
but
like
not Tim Hardaway Jr. and Tim Hardaway and Doc Rivers and Austin. They both average the same amount.
Okay, yeah, we can go to them too.
they both
like
average the same amount.
Missing. What about Larry Nance and his dad? I don't know.
I think that's consistent, but we didn't. I'm gonna get into skills because they had the same skills at that point. Shit, I got before we get out of here.
Clay and his dad.
I didn't see Clay his dad. I didn't see Clay dad's play.
Yeah, and then are we factoring chips on top of that?
No, bro. I don't like the championship talk.
Because
it ain't fair.
That's how I feel.
Because you'll leave a million people out
of
a lot of conversation. You'll leave, I mean, just on player wise, you'll leave Grady out of it. You'll leave. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why I tell people, bro, winning the championship is hard.
Like, that's a team effort, coach effort.
Like people trying to make it seem like one player changed the game, and I'm like, if you look at every
Bill Walton and Luke Walton.
Oh yeah, that's a good look.
But Bill Walton gonna cancel Luke Walton out. Manute Bol and Bobo. Bobo nice. I like Bo.
Bobo's nice. I feel like Bolo should have been getting the same treatment Wemby's getting, but he ain't showing it. You feel me? Like he was the same exact player Wemby was. They got the same
that's some media hype. He's not the same player. He has the same size. He has the same
size.
He might be.
Wemby's more mobile and athletic. I'll say that.
And when I compare it, I'm not taking that away from these guys. I'm just saying like they're different players to me. Like I think if he could do it, he would have did it.
Yeah, at this point for sure. But I feel like it's not out of that realm where like if they went head to head, like I want to see that. You feel me?
I did definitely. Glenn Rice, Glenn Jr., Dunleavy's, the
Dunleavy's was cool.
I like them.
Little runs.
Henry Bibby and Mike Bibby. Man, I think I'm thinking of another two as well. John Stockton's son went to the league for a little bit.
Did he play?
Yeah. He played, but I think he was in and out of the D League.
Okay. He was. I think he was on Utah for a minute too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go with those two. That's the tough one for me. Doc Rivers, Austin Rivers, Tim Hardaway, and Tim Hardaway Jr.
Staff,
You going to stick with that?
God, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
What you think the East versus West playoffs gonna look like this year?
I got my Sixers.
Sixers? Okay.
Yeah, if we can
stay healthy.
If we can keep Embiid healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
The West is tricky. Because you never know you never know who can turn it around. Like we didn't see the Timberwolves getting the Nuggets out of there.
Yeah, nah.
We didn't see the Timberwolves, the Suns not making it past the first round.
Oh, I knew that. I predicted that earlier.
See that was a tough one to see.
Yeah, I predicted that.
So the West is always a toss up.
Yeah, I think the Spurs are gonna be a dark horse this year.
They really think they're gonna make the playoffs?
They'll compete for the play-in, but if they get in, they might scare a team, take them to 6 or 7.
I don't doubt that. I mean, the only reason why I don't doubt it is because Popovich is an amazing coach.
Right. And
you know what I'm saying?
Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes,
yeah.
a couple other dudes this year. So.
Yeah, so they got some veterans now.
Right.
And then with Chris Paul over there, he a good leader. Every team he been on, he took them to at least the playoffs.
Right.
Even when he went to OKC.
That was crazy. That whole trade for Westbrook going here, Chris Paul going there. I'm like, that whole sequence is wild. But.
Yeah, so you're right. You never know about the Spurs. You never know about the Spurs. It's just the only reason why I'm not quick to say playoffs yet because it's Chris Paul's a little older now.
Yeah, well, that's why I said they're going to compete for the play-in. But if they get in the play-in, then they might scare you.
Even Harrison Barnes is a little older now.
Yeah, he'd be killing, though.
Yeah,
he was the guy for the Kings when I needed down the stretch.
Yeah, but the thing I'm always put it on Popovich because he always got good systems for guys like him.
Sure.
For guys like him, he got good systems for
him. You're not going to have to do too much. You're going to come off screens, hit threes, 1 or 2 dribble pull-up left, right.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be solid for sure.
So it's going to be interesting to see, man. I'm going to keep in touch with you.
Nah, for sure.
And I'm so we ain't even have. I was gonna say I was gonna talk shit to you, but we ain't had no debates where you disagree with anything I said.
I'll be on the same basketball page. I feel like a lot of basketball is common sense, bro.
Yeah,
like,
facts.
I talk to some people about basketball. I'm like, I can't talk hoops with you. You're going too far left.
Well, man, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Sure,
it means a lot to me.
Got you.
Man, if you ever need anything, let me know.
Got you.
And I definitely, where can we find you? Like, you still playing? Where can people show up to games? What we talking about?
I'm playing right now in the ABA. I don't know if you heard of this, the American Basketball Association, Student vs. Suns. So I'll be there, or just find me on Instagram.
Where are the games at?
San Diego is our main home, but we have, I can send you the schedule. We have games posted throughout SoCal. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's a bet, man.
Yeah, sure.
All right, you want to let them know where you're, how they find you on Instagram?
On Instagram, it's de.rayy.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. Another interview on Score Society channel. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Make sure you guys leave comments. If you think I was totally off about the father-son duo, the 6-man, I want to hear it. You got someone better in mind, or you can think of another father-son duo that's better, please leave it in the comments. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.